Coach, as the 2019 regular season starts speeding toward a conclusion, not too many games remain to be played here in Oakland, California. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Detroit Lions and the Oakland Raiders. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. They fake the handoff. Now Murray. Flushed out right. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. Murray now to throw. Forced out to his left. He's going to take off with it. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. Pretty nice gain on the scramble. Gets him 12 yards. I thought they were going to sack him there like they did on first down. Great coverage, but he found a way to move with his legs.
Yeah, his ability to take off. Not only did he get some yardage back, he got a little bit extra. Really helps him on third down. Makes it manageable now.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
With it is Brown. Now a late flag comes in as they got him down via the face mask, and that'll give him even better starting position. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
So the face mask puts them in even better shape than they were in as they'll have a short field here on 1st and 10. Barkley on first down, going to work his way forward, only for about a couple there. There to stop him, Jawan Bentley. That's something we saw over and over again in Barkley's rookie season. He had 91 catches last year, most ever by a rookie running back. Part of a fantastic rookie campaign that saw him go over 2,000 total yards. After the run, now Stafford going to throw. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. DJ Moore, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. The point after is good, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Justin Pugh, the left guard that time with a flag. Out of the gun, Eckler running it. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Here we go. Touch the outlaw. Go, go. Not, sweetheart.
On 2nd down, Eckler. And a good job by the Raider defense yet again as they drop him for a second straight loss. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 15 yards for the Lions there on a first down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
A big play there on the catch and run. 47 yards. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover it. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Murray again, 2nd and 10. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time.
And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. Wayne Goldman, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. And Charles, he's able to dive in there in a short yardage situation.
Just find a place to get to the end zone. Didn't matter where it was, but once he did, used his nose for the end zone and dove in.
Gostkowski with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Stafford to the right side, and he's got more complete. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. These two teams all tied after 1. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. The toss out to Barkley. And an alley to run. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first. A nice toss play there to the left. More than enough room to move the chains.
And you know what I love about that play as a broadcaster? Seeing the big guys move. Seeing them get upfield and take out defenders. You know what I hated as a defensive back?
What?
That exact same thing. Seeing those linemen coming downfield, getting ready to blot out the sun.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. DJ Moore with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Raiders have taken the lead. Point after, right down the 14-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. And an alley to run. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 11 yards there and a Lion first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Von Miller racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah,
What's going on?
It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
On the ground, it's Eckler. And some space here. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. They went with the nickel look defensively, so they had 5 defensive backs in there. Didn't help them stop the run.
Yeah, I love that. The nickel look, 5 cents, 5 DBs. But what also happens then, you take a big body off the field in order to insert that guy. So you're taking a big off for a little. And oftentimes you can run the football effectively against that defense.
The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Going on the ground with Eckler. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
On 3rd down, Murray dancing to his left, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here's Jamie Gillen now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
But we tend to give those running backs that are slashers a lot of credit. But how about guys who are maulers? Because that's what you want in short yardage situations. And we just saw that occur right there, didn't we?
Vertical, downhill running. They keep it with Barkley on first down. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Double right. Hurry up, get set.
7 yards on the carry. Make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, the intended receiver.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
After the turnover, here's Murray. Trying to lay one up deep. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Detroit. Juju Smith-Schuster, his 4th touchdown on the year, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
You said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone. That'll be taken in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. You're under 30 seconds to go. Field position not great. Time to call it a half, wouldn't you say?
Well, you know we all have that little extra gene that says let's push the envelope a little bit, right? What needs to be going through the play caller's mind right now, a potential fumbled snap that can get returned, a strip sack that can get returned, right? Any of those types of plays, that should be a deterrent to calling something that could get you in big trouble.
Crunch time, defense.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Ebron caught right side. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. On first down at Stafford. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, the intended receiver, and it's 2nd down. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. To throw again. Stafford. He's going to look deep for more. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
Intended for DJ Moore. Brings up 3rd down and 10.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. The final shot before the break, Stafford. He sets up the screen to Jones. And the play goes nowhere, losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a tie ball game here heading to break. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
Now Saquon Barkley. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. Tackle made by Demarius Randall.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
22! Check 99! Check 99!
Here's Jones. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
All runners count on their eyes to find the gaps and creases, to find open space. There was absolutely none on that one. Totally swallowed up on that play.
Set, 280! Mutz 56! In your
On 3rd down, Barkley. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. Give him 6 yards in the first down.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Hey, 22! 61, matchbox light. Hey, 50!
They'll try the air now with Stafford. And he rifles one incomplete. That one was intended for John Brown, but it's going to be 2nd down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. On 2nd down, here's Barkley. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did, to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. It's a pickup of 4, but they're still a yard short here with 4th down, forthcoming. Too long for a field goal, too short to punt that in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down.
56! Mutz 56! Watch the pass! 56 to Mutz, boys. 56. Check, 56. Go, go, hey!
They snap it to Stafford. And this is caught. He hits more. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Pickup of 5 and a very solid fourth down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Stafford. And he whips that one incomplete there. Eric Ebron, the big tight end, his intended target. But it'll be 2nd down. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
Just like that. Just like
Throwing again. Stafford. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. Malcolm Smith. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
Lady. Month's 56. He can't hang. He's not going to get me. 56 the month.
3rd and long. It's Stafford. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Stafford now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. He's got the 1st down inside the 10. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Saquon Barkley. His 4th touchdown on the year as his guys are able to regain the lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Running on 1st down, Eckler. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49. From just shy of midfield, Murray escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this is caught inside the 15. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Back now in the East Bay. It's the Lions trailing, but with possession of the football as we get set to bring you the 4th quarter. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Once more, here's Eckler. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
The Lions on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2, and here's Murray, eluding the pressure right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Von Miller, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. And the 13-year man puts it through, and the drive will wind up yielding 3. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, 4th quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been, They didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again,
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jabal Sheard wreaking the defensive havoc.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way, and what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Lions will take over.
At their own 32-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some point.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Von Miller in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
55, my God, 55. I know he ain't got it. Out. Take 4.
A big spot now for the rookie Murray. Stepping up, he'll try and run. A breakdown defensively there as the scramble is going to set him up with a much more manageable 3rd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. To throw, it's Murray. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Kyler Fackrell, the linebacker. And the return across midfield into the 46-yard line.
56. Let him know.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he's got this down to the 35. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Hurry.
On the run, it's Barkley. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Got to figure the rush is going to be fierce again as they come up 2nd and 13.
Watch out.
Now it's Barkley. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there, so from 2nd and 13, they're back to a more manageable 3rd and 8. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining.
Let's go, defense. Here we go. Hey, alert 3. Tight Mike's 56. I'll get him.
On third down, Barkley. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Give him 12 yards that time and an Oakland first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Ready. 180. 56. Here we go. 56 is Mike. 56 is the Mike. Here we go.
Now it's Stafford. He rifles complete. Caught by Moore. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. So this one, a victory for the Oakland Raiders. And it was their defense.